Candace Owens accuses Macron of choreographing $1.5 million assassination plot against her deadly serious. Okay, so let me read this thing here. Give me a second. I know who said this on the Vinnie, Tom and Adam. I'm going to come to you guys. So over the weekend, the political commentator also claimed that Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin, Tyler Robinson, was trained by the French Legion 13th Brigade. Is this what she said? Candace Owens claimed on Monday that the French President Macron and his wife allegedly spent $1.5 million on plot to assassinate her days after she claimed the couple ordered a hit on her life. When everything is said and done and the public learns that Macron allegedly moved $1.5 million for an assassination, how will the wall respond? Owens wrote on X on Monday. The allegation came days after Owens claimed on Saturday that a high-ranking employee of the French government told her that Macron paid for an assassination squad to execute her, a group that included one Israeli. The claims came from after Owens had accused Brigitte Macron of being a trans woman, prompting the French couple to sue her for defamation in U.S. court. She also suggested Israeli influence played a role in Charlie Kirk's. Who wrote this article, Rob? This is The Wrap, November 24th. She claimed on Saturday that Kirk's alleged assassin, Tyler Robinson, trained with the French Legion 13th Brigade and that another journalist, Javier Possort, is also at risk. This is deadly serious, she wrote on Saturday. The head of the state of France apparently wants us both dead and authorized professional units to carry this out. Tom, what are your thoughts on this story?
So, number one, I've always seen Candace to be, a very strong voice. And when she gets on a story, she's also a researcher. We've known her. We've had her on here. We spent time with her. A great weekend at Kentucky Derby with everybody, a whole giant group of people. And I always found her to be a well-informed, deep researcher. Parts of this really make me worried that if something's really going on, that she's kind of put her finger in the light socket a little bit here with people that may really want to hurt her. And that concerns me. The other part that concerns me is sometimes you get so deep into things that it can kind of churn you a little bit. And I worry that maybe she's pretty deep into it. And I don't want to see a day where someone I have respect for, that we wake up and everything is discredited and it was all crazy and it got loose. I don't want to see that day. And I don't want to see a day where she gets hurt. And I think there's a lot of stuff going on in here that is, when something is so incredibly bizarre, it's either true or somebody's just way out on the plank with a crazy story and they don't know what to do themselves. And I want to see the truth come out of this. I want to know what's going up. She appears to be naming names and being very specific about specific amounts of money, specific French legions, the Legion 13th Brigade. She's being very specific about an awful lot of things that either she's got, a spy novel here that's so incredibly well written, or there's something really going on here.
Adam.
And I just don't want to see her get hurt.
Got it. Adam.
So Candace is one of the most gifted communicators out there. She's very gifted at grabbing your attention. The flip side to that may be that she's an attention-seeking, spotlight-addicted narcissist who needs your attention and gets off on all the attention. You used a crime novel, was the thing? Spy novel?
Spy novel.
It's so funny because I was watching Scooby-Doo the other day, and it made me realize that Candace is like the human podcasting version of Scooby-Doo, where, where are you? I'm going to find you. She has her whole crew, and she deputizes her audience, as Dinesh D'Souza said. And she doesn't need a mystery machine. She's got her podcast and her mic, and she's bringing Twitter receipts, and she's finding clues, and she's finding chicks with dicks. Whatever she's working on, she always has the answer. And you always have to stay tuned to the next episode where she does the big reveal. And then plot twist, ruh-roh, it was Israel. All roads obviously lead to Israel, of course. Who was it? It was probably Israel. And then much like Scooby-Doo, it's like, you would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling fact checkers. So to me, she's so gifted, but at the same time, when they rip the mask off people, I'm wondering, what is the mask that she's wearing? What is she hiding? Because what she's doing is not, she's either the best crime fighter the world has ever seen, or she's gaslighting everybody into believing whatever nonsense she's coming up with. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of them.
Vinny.
I think just like how we talked about recently about the illegal orders that Alyssa Slotkin and Mark Kelly and all of them, none of them can say what it is. Show us, as who was the one that was saying, Stephen A. Smith was like, show us. You have to show people the evidence. Show it. I understand, and by the way, I think the week off, it's Thanksgiving. People take vacations, but the same token, if you want people to believe that
the evidence is coming on the next episode.
No, he's saying something else. He's saying like she's taking a week off because of what's going on. What he's saying is everybody's
taking the week off because a lot of people are they're coming to kill her.
Yeah.
And we're not taking a week off.
And
we haven't taken a day off.
No, sorry. I understand, but what I'm saying is you have to show me the receipts. If you want people to believe that he sent these assassins, guess what? You better have it out and put it out there and show everybody, because apparently the White House was contacted or they were given these receipts. I don't know what's going to happen about it, but if you want me to believe that that's actually happening, put it out there and show us so we can see it. That's it. I want to see actual proof.
Yeah. So there's a couple things, Rob. There's a pastor that responded to it at Turning Point USA. What do you call it? Faith. Do you have that video that I think? If you go to the video from Faith, Turning Point USA Faith, I'll find it for you if you don't have it. There's a video of this. Go a little bit lower. Pastor was talking. You don't have this, Rob?
That
one right
here?
there.
Is
Yeah,
this
if
it?
you want to play that clip. Yeah. Watch this clip here. So he is at a Turning Point USA event saying this. Go ahead.
So contrary to what Candace Owens is saying, who's spending her time trying to tear down the legacy of Charlie Kirk, fighting against Erica Kirk, his wife. I mean, you have to be cruel and demonic to insinuate the things that she has insinuated over the past several weeks. She's evil. That's what it is. And a big hand clap goes there. Don't get shy on me tonight. I ain't the one. I came too far to play around. It's evil. It's corrupt. It should not take place. She sounds like a jaded person who wish they were in the role that Charlie Kirk's wife is in, but she isn't.
What does that mean?
And so therefore, she seeks to tear down his legacy. And at some point, her husband is going to have to walk into that podcast room and start unplugging cords.
Yep.
I mean, by now, I would have already done it if it was my wife. I'm yanking cords. I'm shutting down the camera, shut down the ATEM. Sweetie, get up, get out of this room, and can you please help out with the kids? Because this is a dastardly deed that is being done. I thought that the greatest foe that we would have to contend with after the assassination of Charlie Kirk would be the left. But sadly, it's friendly fire from the right. I'm moving on.
Let me ask you, Rob. Is this pastor followed by Erica Kirk?
I can find out. Let me take
Can
a
you
what's his
find
name, by
out
the way?
if this pastor, because I don't know who this man is. Obviously, he's a good
John,
speaker.
how do you say his last name?
Follow him back. Robbie
Is it
likes you.
Reverend Jordan? Is it Jordan?
Robbie loves you.
I'm
John.
on school.
Follows you, John. See if
I'm
Erica
on cool.
Kirk follows.
Followed
Is
by
there a
them?
way to test that, Rob, or check it? Or I guess do you follow Erica Kirk?
I mean, I'm not sure.
You better,
Let's-
Rob.
Okay, so follow her and then go back and see.
I don't think you clicked it, Rob. Did you click?
He
follow?
did. He did
Okay.
click follow. So let's just see. Okay, go a little bit lower. I don't know this. Go a little bit lower. Go a little bit lower. Go a little bit lower.
Nope.
So he doesn't follow Erica Kirk. Now, does Erica Kirk follow him? Okay. Is there a way to see like people that you follow that follow? Do you guys know what I'm asking about
Yeah,
here?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, and was Erica Kirk live at this event? Was this a Erica Kirk TPUSA event where the two of them have collaborated before? Has there been a collaboration with the two? Okay. Has there been a collaboration with the two at all? Like if you go on YouTube and type in Erica Kirk and this pastor's name, if you can go on YouTube and type in Erica Kirk and the pastor's name, you'll see where I'm going with this. So, yeah. Okay, so boom, boom. Is it? I don't know, guys. I'm just asking. I have no idea who this man is, but he's a
First time I've
phenomenal
ever seen
speaker.
him, yeah.
It doesn't seem like they've
so
done
then
much
so then
of
here's
anything
what I
together.
would say. If he's at a Turning Point USA on stage saying something like that, that means him and Erica Kirk have to be on the same page. But Turning Point USA brings a lot of speakers. That doesn't mean that everybody, like Erica and I, don't have a relationship together. So it's not like, I've met her many times, a handful of times with Charlie, but it's not like there's a direct relationship and contact there. We just simply support the family. For him to say that, okay, got it. He's making his point there. There's some other thing you were talking about. Tim Pool.
Tim Pool said something. I think Rob found like a clip where
I'm going to give my final thoughts on this. Rob, if you want to play this final clip with Tim Pool, and then we'll get into what I'm thinking is going on here. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm like, how come nobody came out and said Candace is in on it? Not his question.
I think I saw some of those tweets.
That why does she employ a law firm that works in a federal building or in a building with a bunch of federal undercover, whatever? And so my response was jokingly like, whoa, that proves that Candace is part of the PSYOP and she accidentally just outed her handlers. There's an interesting conundrum in a show claiming that you'll be silenced for criticizing Israel and people are trying to kill you while having one of the top podcasts in the world for
I get that.
years now and making tons of money doing it. I kind of just find it hard to believe that YouTube, Spotify, Apple are all like, let's prop this up. Because Nick Fuentes got banned, mind you. And she's like, remember, you can't say these things, otherwise you'll get banned. And then she's promoted massively on all these platforms. Nick Fuentes is on Spotify and he gets banned when his podcast grows and he's censored. But Candace Owens is propped up on all these platforms, promoted, and her lawyers are in the same building as the feds.
Some things.
YouTube's always chosen who gets to be number one and who gets views. So I do think it's a fair question. Why is Candace being propped?
All right, you can pause
It sounds
right
like he's
there.
deeply questioning
Yeah,
Candace.
I get what he's doing as well, and I got it. By the way, just so you guys know, he makes a point because Lior Cohen, who's a former Jewish music industry executive, is now running YouTube. He's the global head of music. And this guy was a very, very much one of the most biggest power players of the Jewish community in a music, not the Jewish
I remember
community.
this guy.
Music.
He was just big
and
time.
I want to
Def Jam
say
guy.
he had a major feud. Was it Ice Cube I asked about? I asked somebody about him. Rob, do you remember I asked one? Was it
Suge Knight?
Oh, we talked about Suge Knight with him. You're right. It was
Yes.
Suge Knight. Good call, because I know Suge and Rob are very close. So it was Suge Knight. But you know what it makes me think about? Here's what it makes. So Tim Pool, good point on what he said right there. Here's what I will say. You know what stops the whole thing? Candace, you know what would stop the whole thing? A Candace Erica Kirk podcast. I think that stops the whole thing. Because you know what that does? That finishes everything off. Let's go through on a few different things. If an Erica Kirk and a Candace Owens 2-hour podcast happens, I think it'll be the most viewed show she's ever done. Okay. I
agree.
And the world will finally see and say, oh, there is a real relationship between them two.
Yes.
We know there's a relationship with her and Charlie, of course.
There was.
We've seen it. There was, yes. But we don't know what that relationship looks like. Maybe Erica Kirk is on Candace's side. Maybe Erica Kirk doesn't have any problems with this. And by the way, if she doesn't, then guess what? Nobody else can say anything else, and everybody's got to move on that specific front.
I agree.
That comes up to what? The Charlie Kirk and the Erica Kirk. Let's set that one aside. Now let's go to the next one. Okay, the hit, the $1.5 million hit that's been put on Candace, her claims that she's also told the U.S. government, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, great. So when you go and process that one, here's a few things you got to go. There's only one person knows whether this is real or not, and it's Candace and her husband. Nobody else knows this but them, right? Is it fair to say that there's
Like
only...
if it's a credible and actual threat, meaning they have the information in front of them,
That's
Or
them.
whoever
Okay.
gave them the information.
Phenomenal.
It's
Okay,
not
so
like she found it.
Great.
did she?
Yeah.
So or whoever gave that, and maybe that person is
That's what I'm
also
saying.
playing like, you know, that whole one video that they show that she's reading off the address, and the address happens to be her lawyer's address, and they're like somebody spoofed her or whatever word they used that they got her. Dox. Oh yeah, not doxing her. It was somebody send out a real credible email, and it's like, no, this is actually your lawyer's office that we're given, but happens to be CIA. Anyway, so maybe somebody is doing that with her. Is there a possibility that a death threat would be given to somebody like Candace Owens? 100%. To anybody that thinks it doesn't, 100% for the stuff that she's talking about. Of course, there's credibility that it could happen. I have a list of 50 names. if I were to rank the 50 names of where she would rank of content creators, she's definitely in the top 10 list. Some could argue she's in the top 5 list, okay? So let's set that part aside. That is there likelihood that something like that could happen? Yes, she's very loud. She is constantly pushing the envelopes. Okay, so that
We're
could
on
be
the
the
same page
possibility.
there,
All right, let's go to the next one. The next one is how many things has she so far gotten right? I don't know, but I do know a lot of people are following the stories very closely. Mikey and, the Bill Ackman, the $150 million. Bill Ackman had to respond and say there was no issues here. $150 million Netanyahu offer, the letters, and then Netanyahu shows the letter that Charlie Kirk wrote that said, yeah, I want to help Israel to deliver the messages better. He wanted to be a Catholic. There's plenty of clips that said he had no interest of ever being a Catholic. One of them was with Michael Knowles. So a lot of this stuff has happened where people are kind of speculating on what's going on. One documentary I believe everybody needs to watch is the story of Morton Downey Jr. It's called Provocateur. And the challenge with, success is the following. It's very challenging. Very, very challenging. This happens to athletes. This happens to Hollywood. This happens to actors. This happens to women. This happens to men. This happens to everybody. Where, you're playing. Like the other day, they're showing a clip of LeBron James. Luka bumps into him, falls down, but LeBron doesn't offer to pick him up. And they're saying that LeBron now doesn't like the fact that Luka's becoming the face of the Lakers. Guess what, LeBron? The reality is you're no longer the 32-year-old LeBron, right? And that kind of happens.
40 years old.
I think Candace is in her peak, so I'm not going and saying this. But what Morton Downey Jr. did is he had a TV show at one point that was a top TV show, passing Montel Williams, passing Rosie, and passing Oprah Winfrey. He was crushing it with the ratings. If you've never seen this documentary, go watch it. It's absolutely sick. Incredible documentary. Eventually, he got to a point that he was so on fire that one day he tells his producer to cut his hair in the airport, I'm paraphrasing what happened, and write the swastika sign on my face to say the KKK and stuff like that, they're coming after me. And then a few months later, the producer on Phil Donahue's show, I believe, went on there and said, I can't be in on this anymore. This is not true. This never happened. I feel like crap. I had to come out and, say this because this never took place. You know what happened to Morton Downey Jr.? Disappeared. Nobody knows who Morton Downey Jr. is today. And the only reason you do is because you probably watch that documentary. Go watch the documentary. Hands down is insane, okay, on what happened there. So that's that part. So maybe that's what's going on. Maybe she's entertaining. And I'll tell you the last thing here, that any of these things that could be taking place is, the last one is, maybe, just maybe, when you talk to lawyers and you ask lawyers, what do you think is going on? You talk to entertainment lawyers. Maybe the lawsuit with Macron, they have offered everything so far. Maybe they have offered everything so far that it's getting so nasty that there needs to be an event for that lawsuit to be dropped, because we all know what happened when Alex Jones got sued and how much money was targeted for Alex Jones. What is that number, Rob? That was $1.4 billion. I don't know what the number was.
There was a B in there.
And it gets to a point that you realize some of these lawsuits can destroy careers. So one lawyer said, maybe that's what's there, $1.5 billion to liquidate his assets and all this other stuff. Maybe that's what's also going on. I don't know. All I care about is the following. We have a couple things here that we do with the podcast that is very hard. We have relationships with many folks. I think even when Candace had her falling out with Daily Wire, I think a lot of people would say, and she may even say this, we were probably one of the only ones that defended her and backed her up, and we got nothing out of it. It's not like, hey, come to us, let's sign you. No. Everybody thought we were doing that. Everybody said, Candace is about to go to Valuetainment. Nope. I had a conversation with her about some suggestions I made to her. Won't say publicly. It's between her and I. And we had very good conversations together for about 2 years and all this other stuff that we went back and forth. And she was great as she was going through it, because I think we need the voices to be out there. And I hope she stays in this game. But more from, Vinnie, sometimes in life, let me tell you what happens, man. You're not even aware of it. Somebody gets a hold of your ear and you're permanently done. You lose incredible opportunities. You lose marriages. You lose friendships. You lose great business opportunities because someone's in your ear. And you watch somebody and they all of a sudden go like this. You're like, wait, what happened to this person that was back then? Now, keep in mind, again, if there's an interview with Erica Kirk, if there's an interview with all these other things, if the U.S. government comes out and says this is actually real, which I actually give credibility that could happen, somebody could be willing to take her out, I say that. If it comes out, then everything I just said is gibberish and you just move forward. But if not, it's a rough place to be.
I don't think it's gibberish back. You're just asking the right questions, and I know exactly what you're talking about. The people that it recently happened, where I saw one person enter the scene, and this person, who I love and respect, went completely.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, "Whoa," too. I was like, "Wait, what the hell?"
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'll tell you after. Where
Yeah.
I literally saw, and I wanted to say, the writing is on the wall, but your back is to it right here, and everybody's telling you, turn around and look. Look at the writing on the wall.
You know what those people are famous for doing?
Bina.
You know what those people are famous for doing? We had a guy that was with a girl. What they're famous for doing is they want you to cut ties with everybody else, and they want to have 100% influence over you.
I've seen that before.
Don't trust anybody but this. One by one by one. And it goes with family, it goes with friends, it goes with... I'm not saying that's the case. I'm not at all speculating there.
What do you think the percentage is that Erica Kirk is going to sit down with Candace and do a podcast?
I don't know. We're living... Listen, I call 2025 the year of surprises.
And
Well, we got 1 month left.
And yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
I would be shocked to see any interaction between the two, because this is my opinion. Charlie and her were friends. Yes. Were. I don't see any evidence that her and Erica were friends. In fact, my opinion, once Charlie got married to Erica, it was kind of like, thanks for all your efforts, friend. Further evidence, if you want to bring receipts. Everybody and their mother literally came to Charlie Kirk's funeral. Why didn't she go? What's the actual reason? Can someone provide the reason you wouldn't go to your friend's funeral? So then she goes to war against Turning Point USA. Then she literally starts questioning the integrity of Erica Kirk. I'm sorry. This is the exact opposite of how a friend operates. That to me is the most disgusting thing. Forget about what she said about Israel and Jews and BLM and liberals. This is friendship stuff. This is friendship stuff. The most valuable currency you have are the relationships you have, your friends. In my opinion, she's burned every bridge she's ever been associated with. Whether that's Turning Point USA, whether that's the Daily Wire, whether that's PragerU, Charlie Kirk, Steven Crowder. I don't know what's going on even in this room, but it's not like we're loving what she's doing these days. I'm asking you a serious question. Who are her friends at this point?
Well,
to
I
me,
do
she's
think she
very
has friends.
lonely.
No, I think she's very close with Tucker. I do think she has a group
How many
of
more
friends.
can you name, though? Because she's losing people like Tim Pool. She's losing people like Steven Crowder, who's calling her out. He called her a evil. See you next Tuesday.
I don't think he
But
and
I'm
her
saying
were
these are all
together.
people in the same
the Crowder thing.
world.
You have to isolate each one of these. We can't just say something like
Other
that.
than
because
Tucker, who's defending
Crowder
Candace?
and her had an issue after Crowder and his wife went through the divorce, and there were rumors created about Crowder that never ended up coming true, and they threw Crowder under the bus. And so there's been a rift between them with that $50 million contract that he publicly talked
It
about
seems like
on video. I
you're
don't know
right,
if you guys
sir,
remember that.
You're
Yeah.
right. There seems like there's a rift with every single person that she interacts with, other than Tucker.
Yeah.
Genuine question. I'm not trying to throw her under the bus. Who's Candace's friends? Who are her allies? Can we name a name? Anyone?
Oh,
Anyone?
she's got more than you would believe.
Name a name.
No, she's got a lot of them.
I'm sure that there's
She does.
Twitter army out there.
Yeah,
but what famous names advocates are saying, I'm with Candace? Tucker, maybe? Who else?
No.
I can't name one.
I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Maybe not the people that you're naming earlier.
I'm just saying a name other than Tucker.
Guys,
Give me a name.
I am just trying to be
Vinnie,
very,
give me a name.
what's the word? I'm trying to be very,
Diplomatic?
not diplomatic, logical.
Me too.
Because I called out, and I'm not like, I said some things about Erica earlier about the hands with the back of the head, so it's not like I'm making friends today. Oh, thankful. Let me go make some friends today. DM, what a great show, PBD, today. You were awesome. I'm not going to get those messages
Well, we're
today.
still friends,
but,
PBD.
But to me,
Vinnie.
that's a part of where we I hope the audience that watches us, 20% of you guys watch us because you can't stand us. And I'm okay with that. I'm thankful for you still, because I don't mind those messages. We need those messages that we also go and do research to get better. 80% of you guys support us, and we love you for it. And those of you who do, I think you watch us because you think we're fair. And we're just regular people that are just questioning things and going through it, and we want to find out what's going on. But we want the betterment for all of these guys, because at one point when we were on the same page, here's a reality, by the way. If more of these divisions happen in 2028, Newsom gets elected, America ain't America.
Nope.
That's for sure.
You're worried about that 76,000 Afghanis to 200,000 I came up? Imagine Newsom is the one that's president. You don't think he's accustomed to opening that border in California? What do you think happens the next night that takes place? Actually think about it. So to me, my concern is, if I never talk to a person again and they're upset at me, but it keeps America safe, to me, America safe and America first is above all the other stuff. I'm not, and by the way, we can do that without privately leaking conversations. Like, by the way, nowadays, I have a list of people that I talk to. When I talk to them, I say, this person's probably recording the conversation. I have a list of people that I talk to. I'm like, yeah, that person's on that list. That person's on that list. This person's on that list. No, I don't think this person's recording that conversation. I have those people that I talk to.
Very interesting.
But the reality of it, if you're fairly reasonable and fair and consistent, and you're for team humanity, not team aliens. At the end of the day, I'm for team humanity. Eventually, long term, the right people will end up, God willing,
Team humanity
doing the
over here
right
is what you're saying.
things. Gang, it's Black Friday. Odds are, maybe not our audience, but many people today are lined up to want to buy TVs on sale and all this other things. Here's what I learned a long time ago about Black Friday. I used to do that many, many years ago. And then I realized what I'm trying to do is increase my identity and support brands that match the values that I have. If a brand matches the value that you have, go support that brand. If it's not us, go to them. If it's us, support us. That's what we started doing. When I see local business owners do what they do here, I want to support them. And on Black Friday, there's good debt, there's bad debt. Every year when Black Friday comes, my suggestion, go buy an online course on how to do better in whatever skill set you're trying to learn. If it's business planning, if it's communication, if it's selling, if it's coding, whatever it is, invest into some online courses for yourself. So for us, this year, Black Friday, we're doing a couple different things. Today, 30% discount on 99% of our items on the website. Some are even up to 70% discount, okay? The only items that don't have that is the shoe, because it's selling out every time we put them up. They sell out. So if you go on the site this weekend, you purchase any items, odds are you're getting 30 to 70% discount. And if you go on some of the offers that we have, it's just insane what things we got going on. But there's 3 special things. For anybody that purchases over $500, there's a mystery box. There's 19 of them left for those that place orders over $500. If you place an order over $500, these mystery box will be shipped to the first 200, 19 left. Number 2, you place an order for over $2,000, which many, many people have already. You will get a shot to be in a drawing where we will pull your name. December 2nd is the last day. From today to December 2nd, we draw a name. That person will be flown in. Go to Casa D'Angelo with all of us here. Then we do podcast prep, and then you're sitting right here next to me on the podcast, and we're asking you about stories on Home Team. So go to vtmerch.com, place your order, and Rob, if you don't mind going to some of the hottest items that we have, the one that I was talking about, if you can go back one page, this is the hottest item link that we'll have. Of course, it's the shoes. Those are the online courses. All the online courses, the Vault Conference, any of that stuff that we've had, bundle, instead of $10K, you'll pay $997 for it. The shirt that I'm wearing, go a little bit lower. Those shoes which are selling out. The Stefano Ricci collaboration number ties that we have. The USA hat, go a little bit lower up. The Faith Over Fear shirts that we have. The Yetis that are few left. So this link, Rob, if you don't mind putting it below so people can go and place their orders. The watch collection case that you travel with your 3 watches in there. Just a bunch of great items. But this is it. If you're a wise shopper, this is the day to go to vtmerch.com. Place an order. Get gifts for folks on Christmas Day. That's going to be around the corner. Do your shopping at vtmerch.com.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.